Today's video is going to be this makeup look right here. This looks like I was trying to kill myself, or like this. Hey friends! So today's video is going to be on this look right here, which is my everyday kind of college go-to makeup look. I have been doing this makeup look, which is so easy and so attainable. I can do this makeup look in maybe 10 minutes if I really needed to. And this look is for those people that want coverage and that want to look cute for class but don't want to wear a full face of makeup, which was totally me. I had no motivation to do the whole, shabam and wear a full face and, be worried about my makeup coming off, especially when I would go to dance practice after. So if you want to see how I did this makeup look, then keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing I already did was prep my skin, and I moisturized using the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. And because it doesn't have any SPF, I like to mix it with this Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen. Woo, that's a long name. So before we start, I always like to prime. I like to use this Poreblem primer by Touch in Soul. And please excuse how red my face gets when I do this. I have really sensitive skin. So for me, one of my biggest problem areas is my under eyes. I have really dark under eye circles and actually bags, and so I always like to color correct. If you don't have a problem with that, then you can skip this step. I like to use this one by Dragun Beauty. That's their Dragon Fire Skin Perfecting Potion. This stuff is super pigmented, so it's gonna last you for eternity. Put a little dot right there and a little line, just like that. And to blend that out, I like to use this little flat top brush. I think this brush is off of Amazon. Do little circular motions right here to blend. So I just blend it until it's not going to peek through my concealer anymore, but not too much so it does its job still. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spot conceal. So whatever spots on my face that I feel like is going to peek through the product, that's what I'm going to conceal, including my eyes, because I have, again, very dark eyes. Although the powder is really long lasting and it does cover a lot, it doesn't really stay on pimples as well as a concealer set with powder would. So that's why I like to do this step first. And I'm going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Fair Neutral. So as you can see, I look a little bit crazy, but we just spot concealed whatever we needed to. And now we're going to blend it out, and I'm going to use a damp beauty sponge. You can use any sponge you like. Today I will be using the Morphe one. And I'm just going to pounce in that product and kind of keep it in the spot that I put it. I'm not going to really spread it all over my face because I don't need coverage all over my face. The powder will cover a lot, but if you have a really red pimple, then I would do your best obviously to conceal it. But since I just have mainly just scarring, a light layer of concealer will be just fine. And I picked a concealer shade that isn't too light. I pick a concealer that's a tiny bit lighter, but for the most part it's pretty close to my skin. So as you can see, not everything on my face is concealed, mainly just my T-zone because that's where I need it. Then I'm going to go in with some translucent powder. Today I'm using the Kylie one, and this is in the color Translucent. On that same damp sponge, picking up just a little, and I'm going to start with my eyes because those always, my under eyes crease really quickly. So I'm just going to set my under eyes by just pouncing the powder in. I'm not necessarily baking because I'm going to push until all of the powder is gone, and just do that wherever we put concealer. So I left my entire forehead blank, so it might be a little bit tacky still from my primer while the center of my face is very matte. So I'm actually going to add just a little dab of the translucent powder to my forehead so it doesn't stick to it differently than the center of my face would. You just kind of want an even playing field for when you apply powder, because powder, well, it clings to whatever is wet. So that's why you definitely don't want to spot conceal and just leave it wet. You definitely want to set it with translucent powder first, or else when you go in with the color will snag on whatever is, kind of tacky, which the concealer would be. So you might have splotches everywhere, so I really wouldn't recommend doing that. Alright, so now for my holy grail product. Woo, that was really ugly. So I love BareMinerals. This is my favorite product for everyday, and this is their holiday packaging where they have the jumbo size. This is the original packaging. They're the same formula. I just got a few big ones because, well, I use it all the time. So today we're going to be using the color Fairly Light 03. So yes, you can totally not do all these steps and just go in with a full face of foundation. But the thing with that is I feel like it creates such a blank canvas, which of course if you're doing a full face, you definitely want that. But like for every day when you don't want to go in with contour and blush and highlight, you can't really just stop at a blank canvas because then you look flat, you might look a little funny, everything's like really matte. So the thing about this is it has coverage, but it lets your skin kind of poke through a little bit, if you know what I mean. I feel like it looks way more like skin. It has a little bit of a dewy component to it, but it is gonna look more skin-like than like a matte foundation, definitely. Okay, so with this product, I'm going to take a flat top brush. This one's by Lancome, but I'm sure you could get a more affordable one with Morphe. I think they have like the E6, something like that. So I'm going to take about this much in my lid to start off with. You really don't need a lot. And I'm going to pick it up, just kind of tapped twice, and see it's kind of hanging on the very edge of the bristles. And then I'm just going to kind of pat it and pat it and pat. Then it still has a little bit on it. Now I'm going to start going in big circular motions. So I take a very small bit of product and I'll kind of run it around my eye, but I don't really add a lot of product to this because it's already concealed. I make the most beautiful faces while I do this. And never forget the neck. I hate wasting product on my neck, but I gotta do it because I don't want to look crazy. Alright, so that's literally it for face. So my next step is I like to do brows. I, for the longest time, used the Anastasia brow definer, but it got really expensive constantly replacing it like every 2 months. And so I found that the best dupe for it is the L'Oreal brow definer, and this is actually called Brow Stylist Shape and Fill. And it's the same triangular tip that I like from the brow definer. Ew, there's hair in it. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to go in and fill in my brows. If you want like a really in-depth tutorial on how like I do my brows, then I can totally make a video like that. But for now, I'm just going to fill it in using this. Okay, so now that the brows are nice and filled, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. I've been using this for years. It's so cheap. I think it's $2. I'll just go through my brows just to make sure all my hairs are exactly where I want them. So after that, if I see any small mistakes that I want to clean up, I'll take a small little brush. This is the Morphe M508 with a little bit of concealer on it. And I'll just kind of clean up. Usually I only do this to the tail of the brow. So on a day-to-day, I love to use mascara. Oh my gosh, this one's so dirty. I'm so embarrassed. Can I show you a new package so it's less awkward? This is the Telescopic waterproof mascara. I only use waterproof because, as you can see, my eyelashes are super straight. So when I curl them, they will automatically fall if I put anything but waterproof on them. And waterproof really holds the curl. And I actually only do one eye at a time because my eyelashes are so straight that they'll literally droop by the time I get to the other eye. So I don't re-dip, I just go right in and apply a tiny bit on the lower lash line. You don't have to do this, but I really feel like it's flattering. Just a little bit of definition actually makes the eyes look bigger and more awake. Okay, so now that my eyes are complete, the last step is some lip color. MAC lipstick in the color Kinda Sexy. This kind of goes with everything when I can't wear pink lipstick, because I always want to wear pink lipstick. So that's it for this natural makeup look. Of course, if you can't live without bronzer, you could add that. You could go, the whole 9 yards, and you could add bronzer, contour, blush, and highlight to this. But this was my version of an everyday college makeup. This is what I would actually wear to class. And I didn't really care to ever add highlighter or bronzer. And as you can see, there is a bit of dewiness to the skin. I kind of feel like it already looks like there's highlighter, but at the same time, there's no shimmer on my face. It just looks lifelike. And I really love this makeup look. I wear it every day if I don't go full glam. Well, I hope you enjoyed this makeup look. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. It was nice to have you here on my channel, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye!